What's up, everyone? Today, I real quick want to talk about work-life balance. So, when you first get your real estate license, it can be really tough to, for lack of a better term, stop working or to give yourself some hours of the day that are blocked off for yourself or for your family or your kids or whatever the case may be. When you start, you definitely want to be open as much as you can for your clients. You want to make sure that when you have clients, you're available to them at any moment. Because if you're starting out, and especially if this is your full-time job, your paycheck is strictly based off of the commission that you make. You know, you're not getting a weekly check. You're not getting everything 2 weeks. You're not getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. You're not getting a paycheck every month. You're getting a paycheck when you get a buyer or a seller to the closing table and you close a deal. So if you tell your clients, hey, I only work 9 to 5, and your clients work 9 to 5, how are you ever going to show them houses? You know? So it is really difficult to be available at all different times of the day, you know, during the evenings and on the weekends when maybe your spouse is home, your significant other, or your kids are around. Now you want to spend time with your kids, but you have to go and work. You have to be there for your clients, or else you're not going to make it to a closing table. So when you first start out, it is really difficult to have that work-life balance if you have a lot of clients. You know, if you don't have a lot of clients, you got all the time in the world. So this is really strict about when you have the clients. But when you have multiple clients, you're showing multiple properties at a time, and your clients can only work weekends or only do nights, it is really hard to say, hey, listen, I know that you just came home and I don't have dinner made and I know the kids are going crazy, but I have to go work. I have to go do this. It can be really stressful. The goal, though, is to hit a point where you can tell your clients up front. Okay, now when I say upfront, you need to tell your clients right away. When you first meet them, before you sign contracts, you have to let your clients know, listen, I understand that you will work a job as well, that you're probably going to be available during the evenings and on weekends. I understand that. I just need to say I do have a wife and kids, or I have a husband and kids, or whatever it is, and let them know I really try not to work Sundays, or I really try not to work Wednesday evenings. Like, those are blocked off for my kids. If anything happens, you know, if there's an emergency, I'll obviously be there for you. But I don't do showings those days. I don't do this. You know, I might not answer the phone right away. You know, I'll still get back to you. If you text me, I'll be able to answer. But I'm not going to be right there for you. It's really important to say something like this. If you're going to block off time like that, it's really important to tell someone up front. You need to tell them right away. Because if you're working with them for a few weeks, going to show houses, and then you just happen that they always saw houses on a Saturday, and they can't do a Saturday, and they say, hey, I want to go show houses on a Sunday. And you say, oh, Sundays are for my kids. They're going to be a little annoyed at that point. You know, that's news to them. You know, they're just caught off guard. You want to make sure that you tell them, hey, listen, Sundays, or again, whatever your day, just as an example, Sundays, I time block, that's for my family. I really try not to work Sundays. Any other day of the week, you know, I'm all yours. If you tell them up front, they now understand that. So if they have something going on a weekend, they're going to try and make sure that they do that on a Sunday so that they're available for you on a Saturday. Really important to bring that up front. Now, after a few years of you doing this, you know, your first year, maybe your first 2 or 3 years, when you're still getting into the hang of things, you're still trying to find clients as much as possible. Again, it's tough to tell a client something like this because you're almost afraid that they're going to say, oh, I need you available 24/7. I'll just go find another agent. And you don't want to lose your client. You know, you obviously don't want to lose your client. So you try to be available as much as possible. And I get that. After a few years, when you have a lot more clients coming in and you're basically working with clients more than you are marketing for clients because you have a good referral base, Now it's a lot easier to tell someone, hey, listen, I don't do Sundays, I don't do Wednesday nights or Monday. I don't do Monday nights, Wednesday nights, or Sundays. This is how it is. You know, I don't flex. I'm not flexible with that at all. I'll answer a text, I'll answer a call, but these days are for my family. And if someone says, I'm sorry, I can't work with you then, you know, after a few years, that's okay. You have other clients that you can work with. So after a few years, it does get a lot more easy. It's really easy to have that workflow, but it's just, if you time block like that, it is really important to tell your clients up front. Let them know right away that, hey, listen, this is how it is. This is my schedule. I'm going to try to be as flexible as I can for you, but just know that I do have a family as well. So I need to be with my family, you know, some days. Now, again, when you're starting out, it's really hard to do this. And when you're starting out, you're going to be trying to find clients as much as you possibly can. You're going to be running around, hitting doors, talking to people, cold calling, whatever it is. Most of the time, you're going to have so much time on your hands because you don't have those clients that are demanding your time, where it's almost like you can do anything you want. You know, you can do anything because you're not stuck with a client. It's really important to time block then as well. When you don't time block, when you don't make a schedule for yourself and say, hey, I'm going to work Monday 8 to 5, Tuesday 8 to 5. You know, you don't force yourself to do something. It is so easy to go sit on the couch and just snack all day, or go play with your kids whenever they're home, or hang out with your wife whenever she's home. Or sometimes you have to say, hey, I have to work. I have to work right now. So it works both ways. You know, sometimes you have to tell your clients, hey, I can't work these days because I have to hang out with my family. And sometimes you have to say, hey, I can't hang out with my family because I have to get this work done. And that's because if you don't do the job, if you don't put in the time to find clients, you're not going to get the clients. And if you don't have clients, you're not going to get to the closing table. And if you don't get to the closing table, you're not going to get paid. You know, and again, you might be doing this job because you love real estate, because you love helping people, because maybe you had a bad time buying a house and you want to make sure that you help others. But ultimately, you're getting a paycheck. You know, that's why you do it. You get a paycheck. So you need a time block to make sure that you're working, and you need a time block to make sure that you have time for your family or for your hobbies or whatever it is that you enjoy doing other than work. Make sure you give yourself that time. But make sure that you let your clients know, hey, listen, I would love to work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but I can't. So here's my schedule. As long as you're upfront with it, most people are totally fine with it. They're not going to be upset, not unless you tell them, hey, I can only work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. That's a little hard for most people because most people are also working that time. So it's hard to do house showings and stuff like that. But again, as long as you're upfront with it, people are really okay, and it's going to help you out because you now have this work-life balance. It's going to help your clients out because they now know what your schedule is like. They're not going to be caught off guard in the future. So if you have questions, guys, always feel free to comment. You know, let me know how I can help you in any way. If there's any videos that you want me to talk about, any topics that you want me to go over, I'd absolutely love to. I've had my real estate license almost a year now. It's been a busy year. It's been a crazy year. It's all through 2021, so all COVID and a crazy housing market. I learned so much this year, so if you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in comments. I'd love to help you out. See you guys.